Alpha doesn't start out when you're really, really young. It kind of develops. When you're perceiving stuff, you think of perception as a continuous stream of perception, but it's not. It's discrete packets of information. Your alpha rhythm packets your perception into pieces. The alpha literally gates or turns on and off perception in brief bursts. And these approximately 100 millisecond frames that alpha provides are there because literally alpha turns on and off your perception. The negative half wave or up in EEG land ends up being the thalamus gate is open, information is flowing through to the cortex and being packeted to be processed as a bunch of information. That packet ends up being shunted around. The processing of that is orchestrated by the alpha. The alpha is out of phase from the front to the back of the head. The back of the head is on for perception when the front of the brain is off for evaluation. And then the perception is turned off briefly when alpha goes into its positive half wave, and the front of the brain is turned on to process that. So you literally see the phase of alpha sweep around the brain, turning on and off processing of that snapshot, the frame that you have. Now, microstates are basically seen to be about the same time frame as these little snapshots of alpha. And perceptual frame is essentially a concept where if two stimuli happen within 75 to 100 milliseconds of each other, you perceive them as having exact simultaneous presentation because they're in the same perceptual packet. If you have a perceptual stream that you're familiar with, it's going to organize the other perceptions into being simultaneously timed with the perception that you already have a perceptual expectation for. Literally randomly presented flashes of light, randomly presented on an XY grid in time and space. So they're randomly timed and they're randomly placed. And those totally random dots, if you turn on music that you're familiar with, look like they're dancing to the music. They don't look random anymore. Turn off the music, they're totally random. So your perceptual streams organize each other. Again, information is packeted in the alpha perception, small snapshots. And again, the phase of the alpha turns on and off your ongoing perception and packets it into pieces. Now, if you have very fast alpha, your ERP is a little earlier. Very slow alpha, your perception. This is an ERP, and the P300, the positive deflection. That's a response to a stimulus. Timing of it is related to the alpha frequency. Fast alpha, you get a quicker reaction. Slow alpha, you have a slower reaction. You can also do P300s with a checkerboard that reverses. And you can do it with the presentation of stimuli visually, so that you can auditory or visual. You can actually get tactile as well, but most people do either auditory or visual. So you basically have timing of alpha predicting how quickly your brain processes information. Very fast alpha, a quicker reaction time, sharper responses.